All right, Aaron Parker, Parker Safes and Vaults, Shelbyville, Tennessee. I want to give you a look today at an American Security product. This is a TL rated safe. This is a TL30x6, TL30x6. This is the RF703620x6 or x6. So 763620x6. And what that means, if you're not familiar with those ratings, TL, this is all done by Underwriter Laboratories. So a TL rating is going to be usually used for insurance purposes, right? So you might have a TR rating as well, but the TL stands for tool, TR stands for torch, then the number after that, so TL, in this case TL30, that means 30 minutes. So you may have a 15, a 30, it could go all the way up to, I forget how far it goes, I think over 60 minutes. But what that means is that guys at Underwriter Laboratories could not open the safe with tools within that time period. All right. Now, generally, it plays out in the insurance world, like if you're in, say, a jewelry store owner and you have X amount of dollars of jewelry to lock up every night, well, your insurance company is going to mandate that you have a certain grade of safe, and that's usually what those ratings mean. So, you know, the more money, the higher the rating. You may need TL, TR 60 or something like that. It, you know, just depends. But it's a standardized way for all these ratings to make sense to insurance companies. Pretty much is what it's about. In this case, this is a gun safe made by American Security. It's called the RF703620x6, but it's a gun safe with a TL rating. And you might ask, well, why does it meet that rating? And what, it's usually hard to explain, and it's not just one thing, but basically it's a combination of many things, many factors, many design features that keep the bad guys at bay for that amount of time. In this case, what they have on all 6 sides is going to be their matrix of ceramic, steel, and concrete. And the concrete is 12,000 psi. So just giving an example, I'm not a concrete expert, but maybe somebody could comment that really knows this stuff. But basically, the higher that psi level, the more dense or the more abuse the concrete can take. The harder it is. The compression ratio, I think, is what it's about. So, for instance, like an industrial building may have like 4,000 or 5,000 psi, whereas like a residential garage may only have like 3,000 or something like that. But this is 12,000, so really high grade or high density concrete. But in that concrete are all these little panels, and they're interlocking. So if you were to look down from the top, they have all these little interlocking panels, and that's all filled with that psi or that 12,000 psi concrete and the ceramic, these little nuggets or little pellets that are all mixed into that proprietary stuff. And that's designed to keep cutting tools and drill bits and all that kind of stuff from getting inside your safe. That's really what that's for. The door on this is 6 inches. You know, I think you can kind of see that. But this part is 3 inches, and that's where all that stuff is I was talking about. This is mostly just a void in there, and it allows all the bolt works to work and your relocking system and all that kind of stuff. So that's what that's about. The door, even though it says, I think in some of the brochures and things like that, it's a 6-inch door, just know that only half of that is really, you know, the stuff that keeps their proprietary stuff, right? Same way on the body, 3 inches there of that matrix type stuff. So built in the USA. This is a USA made safe. It has a really high fire rating. It's an 1850 degree 2-hour rating where the internal temperature doesn't get above 350. It has a warranty, just like all the American Security products. It has a really good warranty. It protects you against theft and fire, and it's a no cost to you, which is a little different than some companies, even though they say it's a lifetime. You know, some companies, if you read the fine print, you might end up having to pay freight one way or both ways or something like that. Where these guys, you're not going to pay a nickel. We don't have four-way active bolts. It's the same bolt works that they use on their TL rated safe. It is a TL rated safe, but also on the BF2. So you may have seen some of those videos where it's the TL rated bolt works even on the BF2. Stationary bolts back here, relockers, and these bolts are the bolt guide right here. This is going to be a 1/2-inch plate of steel. So the bolts extend through that 1/2-inch plate. All kind of hardened steel components back there. It's a patented hard plate behind the lock. It's about 3/4 of an inch thick, and that is a free-floating hard plate. I'm pretty sure it's got ball bearings in it, but they're kind of tight-lipped about all their construction techniques. This safe doesn't have any logos on it whatsoever, as you can see, but it was ordered that way. The customer didn't want anyone to know what kind of safe it was. So no American Security logo here, or the emblem down here, or even on the lock, none of that. This is black, textured black, and then with black nickel hardware. The overall dimensions are 76 by 42 by 29. So 76 tall, 42 inches wide, 29 inches deep. Let's see what else here. Your door organizer comes standard. It's got a light kit, the LED light kit, motion sensor. And just like the interior is pretty much like all the other American Security products, where it's all padded, very, very nice. You know, even the bottom of the shelves have like a foam padding on them. And then you can really get kind of creative here with the layout. So if you didn't want to have gun slots, say, they've got this metal panel with that little lip, and it'll just sit right over that. And then you can do that, you know, if you didn't want any long guns at all, you can just put all these in here. But the way this is configured, this will hold about 12 long guns per bay. Of course, these will all remove if you're not following me, but if you want to do long guns, you just take all these shelves out and put your long guns in there. But about, so it's 12, so 36 in this configuration, 36 long guns here, and 2 long guns here on the door organizer. Let's see, let me get you a little closer here. All right. So it does have a patented hard plate. So that's kind of cool. And then another cool thing about this door, that 3 inches, right, that recesses clear in here. Okay, so if you were trying to pry on that, it would be really tough to get a pry bar so far in there that you could actually get behind that 3-inch panel there and start to pull the door apart from the frame. I mean, I don't think it's even possible, but you know, to try to start moving that, you'd have to get a pry bar in there. The door gaps on these are really snug too. I mean, all American Security products are well built, but that's probably less than, it's at least less than an 8 there. And then, let's see, oh, this is kind of cool too. So when you shut the door, it has a little spring-loaded, if you watch that handle, it'll lock itself, right? Well, I shouldn't say that. It'll roll the bolts, but on an electronic lock, it would actually lock it, but on this dial lock, you would have to spin the dial off. So I think that's about it. This safe weighs 4,578 pounds, so this isn't your big box store type safe. You get 2 long guns here on the door. Put the butt of your weapon right here, and then just Velcro in your barrel right there. You can adjust these little holsters wherever you want them. It does come with touch-up paint, extra shelf clips, and I think that's about it. Intumescent fire seal. Well, there you have it. The American Security RF703620x6. And we appreciate you having a look. If you have any comments, just leave them in the comment section. I'll try to get to you as soon as I can.